Hello, Luke here. I would just like to take a moment to disclose upfront that we sometimes talk about sensitive topics in our podcasts, and in fairness to our audience, we will try our best to put specific warnings in the descriptions of each episode. Now on with the show.
Brother, it's been about a quarter century. I had children since you went away. Meet Pugsley, meet Wednesday, brother. So good to have you back in my life. Meet Morticia, my loving wife, brother. Gonna give you horrific frights. Gonna show you some macabre sights, brother. I'm so sorry we had a fight, but if you wanna live here with me, that would be an utter delight.
Nice.
Fucking sick, dude.
Very good.
That was so good.
And covering, one of the extended Addams Family people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's clearly one of the distant cousins. Yeah.
Cousin Glenn.
Cousin Glenn.
He would get very defensive and would never admit that.
No.
He's never invited to the party.
He loves them.
I know.
And welcome to the Nostalgia Killers podcast, where we revisit films from our youth to see if they still hold up or should be inserted into the great DVD player in the sky. I am Luke Lones. With me, almost as always, is Chuck Starzynski.
That's right.
Once again, with increasing incidents. That's the wrong word. More times. Robert Negoesco.
Yep.
And as always, a favorite of the show, Taylor Diffenderfer.
All right. Hi.
Yeah. I'm trying to be nice to everybody. Come on.
We're all just self-deprecating. So.
Still getting over that rendition
You
of
can
brother.
try.
Yeah. Why would you be nice to me? I hate myself.
Well, then you should have watched this movie a little closer because these people are goth and dark and filled with pain, and they love it.
And the most wholesome
Yeah.
people on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
And for everyone listening, we watched The Addams Family.
Yes.
Yay.
Woo!
1991.
1991.
What a treat.
Yeah, I could just jump right in.
Yeah, please do.
I watched this. I possibly watched this in the theater. It came out around the same time as like Wayne's World, Ninja Turtles, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then it was on TV. Not only was it on TV, MC Hammer was on MTV, VH1, TV. Like the music. This was the theme song to the Halloween of 1991.
Yeah,
It just was. This song was on rotation for my childhood.
Wow. The Addams rap, of
The
course.
Addams rap.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. How about you, Robert?
I don't know when I hadn't seen this movie. This and the second one are like core deep movies.
Awesome.
Like earliest stuff I was ever watching. So I have no idea. I don't remember a time without them.
Good, it's entrenched.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah. And to my whole family, like,
Yeah.
because I watched this with my little cousins, 2 9-year-olds and a 12-year-old, and they were already like well versed in the movie. Their mom plays it, so it's like I think the whole family kind of being Romanian, we have an affinity
For sure.
with the Addams. Yeah.
How about you, Taylor? Do you remember when it started?
Absolutely not. This movie came out when the year I was born. So this movie and Addams Family values are also deeply entrenched in my childhood. I remember Family Values more than I remembered this film specifically. And they also kind of blend together. So it was fun to rewatch it.
Yeah. Same, isolated, because they do merge in my mind a lot. But
Yeah, I'll spoil a little bit. I immediately watched Values right after this one.
Oh, yeah.
Just because
it's a delight.
It's my double feature. So it's like,
Yeah.
how about you, Chuck?
Yeah. Much like Robert, I don't know the first time I saw it. And much like Taylor, I mix them up. If you put a gun to my head, I even just watched this movie. I could not tell you what happens in Values versus what happens in just straight Addams Family. They are one 3-hour movie, and they will always be one 3-hour movie.
Fester wears a wig in both. It's
Exactly.
therefore same film.
Same thing. It's canon.
Different wigs, curly and straight.
But yeah, I also used to watch the original TV show a ton on Nick at Night because we would play reruns on there all the time. And then, it's for me, this is a quintessential Thanksgiving movie because it doesn't take place during Thanksgiving, but you're coming off the heels of Halloween, like as far as like the ooky spooky kookiness of everything, and then you're not ready for Christmas yet. So this is like a family movie you can watch with like the whole clan, not those clans, your clan. And just want to clarify. Demonetized. You know why? Because it's gonna demonetize even further. But no. Yeah, it's a movie you can watch with the whole family that is not a Christmas romp.
Well, I forgot that this movie starts at Christmas.
Yeah,
Starts at
Christmas. I know.
The second movie actually is a Thanksgiving
The second
movie.
one is a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, whereas this starts on Christmas and ends on Halloween, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. The first day, the opening shot is Christmas with the carolers. We don't really get any other Christmas other than that, right? And then it ends in the final scene like with Wake the Dead and on Halloween. Mm-hmm. So it's like you get the 10 months of the year.
Sure.
And then they got to take a little time off, you know?
Well, yeah, but then the next one's a Thanksgiving movie, but I mean it's a few years later. But
Yeah.
Scenes. Favorite scenes, favorite like, memories that even like if somebody mentioned the movie to you, what would be the first thing that come to your mind?
The electric chair scene with Wednesday and Pugsley.
Her eyes, right?
Yeah.
She loves it.
Yeah, and I grew up watching this with my twin brother, so Pugsley and Wednesday Addams were like, that was us. Except I was never that cruel. If anything, my brother was the Wednesday. But that's the first thing that comes to mind. But my favorite scene as an adult is both of them performing, I think, is the talent show. Yes. Really just the talent show in general.
Yeah, that's on my list.
For multiple reasons. Yeah. At the beginning, when Morticia and Gomez are in the audience watching the musical beforehand, and the disgusted looks on their faces, like I felt that so hard.
Turning so many children into goths forever. Because they're like, it's okay to be like, I hate this positive shit. Okay, cool.
You know what I loved about it though is they didn't boo. They didn't make a scene. They just took it.
They just detest it beyond belief.
I've been in their positions.
I was gonna say,
I think everybody has.
I filmed dance videos. It's children dancing. That's horrendous.
If anything, they're just the most realistic portrayal of parents watching your kid's musical.
It's
just like,
sorry, mom and dad, as a theater kid myself. But their performance of like performing that scene from Hamlet and all the blood and it splashing into the front row and all of that is everything to me.
Yes.
So fucking good.
100% same. That one, and then the when they're like in the motel, because for some reason like it like freaked me out a lot when I was like a kid, like just because it's so off. It's so it's like that's seared in my head, and the whole is it made with real lemons? I'm selling Girl Scout cookies. Is it made with real Girl Scouts?
Right.
Like just pure deadpan. And I remember being like so little and like I had seen the movie already, but then that clicked and I was like, oh.
There's a lot of that innuendo stuff I didn't get as a kid, but
so many one-liners for sure. I'm not getting into that at all because like most of my favorites are like these lines that are just incredible.
All the bits.
Those two scenes for sure. I mean, the scene you mentioned, Taylor, is the best scene. Like it is the most iconic. And then like Uncle Fester just like
I know.
It's like the sweetest uncle dynamic. And you're incredible. Like in bed and stuff, like gives the dolly a kiss in the head and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
So sweet.
You got anything different, Chuck?
Yeah, just to touch on something no one's touched on yet. Definitely the Gomez and Fester's first vault visit. Like, especially as a kid. If you have a scene in your movie where there are slides and contraptions and multiple entrances and exits, I'm all in as a child. That was it. That was like, oh, okay, wait. New goal in life. make enough money to buy a mansion to put slides in.
Yeah.
But as far as like as an adult favorite scenes, the Fester's welcome home party.
Yeah.
Dancing the Mamushka.
Yeah.
And like, her name is escaping me right now, but the lawyer's wife being introduced to Cousin It and that whole weird love story subplot is so fun.
It's so good. She's very quickly turned.
Yeah.
And I mean, Tully's terrible, so obviously, but yeah, that's amazing. Cousin It. Cousin It himself.
Yeah.
Like low-key terrible at first until she meets Cousin It, and he kind of softens her up a bit.
And she's in the second one, right? Like
Yeah.
they're still
She's
together.
married,
Yeah. He's such a stud.
I know.
Right?
He
How
really
that's
is.
portrayed.
I mean, what he rolls up in that car? What is it Whoop there? What is he playing?
He's only one playing modern music in the whole movie.
Yeah, it's all MC Hammer, like the whole soundtrack. Yeah.
And I think that car is like a car that like Elvis drove in some random movie. I think that's like a movie reference.
Huh.
But it's also a perfect car for him because it's like tiny.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I may have taken a lot of my social cues, and I may actually just be Morticia Addams. During the whole
Tish the Dish.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. No, it was before the talent show when Morticia's talking with her teacher. And
Yes.
The eye rolling and like the way she's dealing with these normies.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me as an adult. That's me my entire fucking life, is not understanding these fucking weird people.
These normal people, quote
people.
unquote. Yeah.
And then the teacher says this one girl, chose this one newscaster as her thing. And Morticia asks, have you spoken to her parents? Yeah. She's really concerned. I was like,
Samantha chose the president. Yeah, it's like Barbara Bush and George Bush. No, I was going to say, as an adult, that is one of my absolute favorite scenes. And Wednesday brought in this photo, and it's like, Calpurnia Addams burned as a witch.
So proud.
She danced naked in the town square and enslaved a minister. And that lady just like has nothing. She has nothing to say.
Yeah, I'm absolutely in love with that character, man. Just that's how I feel on the inside when I'm talking to customers. Sorry, customers listening. I also have Uncle Knickknack's summer wardrobe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So winter wardrobe and Uncle Knickknack.
And Knickknack himself, yeah.
That's a joke that has stuck with me since I was 11.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. And then there's just the it gets referenced often, and I understand, but like the profoundly positive relationship of Morticia and Gomez, the way they just love each other constantly and like unequivocally, and just
no two characters in all of cinema.
Yeah, and it's like it's the peak, it's the top. It's
goals.
like it's what.
Oh yeah, and they're 20 plus years deep.
Yeah.
You know,
And like they weren't even. I don't think they were trying to do this, but this and Values are extremely socially positive and progressive films.
Absolutely,
I just fucking love it.
absolutely. Oh yeah, I was
Absolutely
thinking, I was
right.
like, I don't know what to criticize in this movie for
mine's
your
empty.
podcast, guys. I have
They're
zero
nitpicks for a
anything.
reason. Yeah.
It is like the depiction of the most loving family I can ever possibly think of, right? And it's like, but I do think that part is intentional. Like that's the joke to them. Like now, how it's so progressive by today's standards, still maybe that's accidental, maybe that's somewhat intentional, but like them being like, you can tell that was the joke to them, where it's like, we're going to show the most beautiful family positivity.
Yeah.
Juxtaposed with these people that are quote unquote creepy. Right?
Yeah, and they're everything they love torture. They love everything they like is supposed to be the thing you're not supposed to like, but it shows them just living their lives and loving it. And
is that for your brother? No, give me this, and then she hands the like fucking like 14th century executioner's axe. It's so good. I will also add to favorite scenes, like as a kid. And still anything with Thing. And I will tell you, like, having watched it with 2 9-year-olds and 12-year-old, they love Thing. Thing is, they like,
it's so fun.
And the special effects, none of that, they don't care. They were like, one of them just was like, I love him. Like yelled it while we were watching the movie. And I was like, yes, like I love Thing. Like, He's so good, though.
Yes.
Those special effects are mind-blowing still. I don't know how they're doing it.
Because they did it practically.
But and then they CGI'd the nub only? Is that how they do it?
No, there's actually a lot of CGI involved. There's a lot of blue screen. You can see it if you pick it apart.
Yeah.
But it's still it's
nitpicks.
too endearing to do that. I mean, I saw it when I watched it, but I'm also like, I don't care. I love it. This is not something to pick apart for its effects. I mean, they did this.
Well, yeah, and it's 1991.
Yeah. It's 91 and
pre-Jurassic Park.
If you look at the original TV series, it's always just up on a stage, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's
in a box. He comes out of a box.
Pantomimed, yeah.
But
like they did the 3D stuff. They did all kinds of blue screen. And
it's mind-blowing. Yeah. And the movie kind of like starts with that, right? Like you meet Thing is our entrance into the rest of them, and it's like that is one of the more iconic parts of me. Him like running down the hallway and then meeting Gomez and then like grabbing on his leg and my brother, right? And it's like exposition right there. I don't care. Give me it.
Right there. Don't care.
Anybody got any more? Gosh, go for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think our next section's empty. So.
Thought we were
potentially. Yeah.
I thought you were saying, do we have any nitpicks? I've got.
Oh, you got some?
You got a few?
Yeah.
You ready to become the monster of this podcast?
I'll become. Yeah, dude. Right. Someone's got to be the villain. Javier's not here.
Oh no.
No, love you, Javier. But it's just like always like the most wild. Like I did not like this one, and it's like what? I would have pegged you for a fan for sure, and then just like oh no. I unabashedly love this movie. I'm going to get a tattoo of it. And no one else is like,
surprise
really?
me.
Yeah.
That's why he's on the show.
Exactly. But no, my big nitpick is really just that Fester's waking from his amnesia could have been worked a little deeper into the plot. In the sense that like, you kind of have the end scene on Halloween when they just finally are like, oh, Fester, my boy. Like, so glad you got your memory back. And he's like, yeah, it's just that stroke of lightning. And then all of a sudden, now I remember everything. Gomez, like...
But I feel like the walls were eroding on that.
Oh, most definitely.
Like slowly through it, you know, it's like when he's like, that's not how you kill a man.
Yeah.
You have to go for a major artery, right?
Exactly.
And it's like, who is that guy? Is that Gordon?
Right.
I don't think that's Gordon.
No, definitely
you know what I mean?
not.
So it's like maybe Gordon thinks he knows this stuff for a different reason than he does, but it's like, you know this because you're an Addams dude. Like, so how does he know that?
Exactly.
You know? And he's like, scabs, right? That's before the lightning.
Yeah.
And they're like, you said you would help me with the pus. Like, but it's like, who is he at that point? It is sort of confusing. I'll give you that. Like,
and I feel like I guess it could have just been like addressed a little bit more in like the final confrontation with Mother and all of that. Like you could have just given her that line of like, I should have left you in the fishing net, da da da. Like, and you could have given her more of that.
Yeah,
sure.
I agree with you.
That's all.
Yeah.
But again, it's like nitpick.
Yeah,
for sure.
Looking for it, yeah.
This isn't even a nitpick. This is just me being silly and dumb. And you talked about it before we started recording. But you know,
you being silly and dumb.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
I eat stupid pills all the time. But no. You watched it with some children and they were like, what's their deal? Like, so that's my only other thing is, what's their deal? Like, are they supernatural? Are they just macabre? Like, are they, you know, semi-undead? Yeah,
it's fairly... Because, like, they were like, did they kill him? And I'm like, I think so. I'm like, I think Pugsley has died before.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not he almost died. It's like, he died, but he's fine.
But he's fine.
Yeah. But they kept... Yeah, I said it off mic, but it's like, these kids kept asking me. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, listen, dude, I've been watching this my whole life. I have no idea. They're ghosts. They're undead. They're all vampires. They're all monsters. I don't know. It has no explanation.
No.
And
I love that it has no explanation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very okay with that. I was just like, yeah, if we're going nitpicks, that's it. It's just kind of like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, kind of want to know, personally. Just curious, you know? Curious party.
You rate your fanfic.
I mean, Thing got a job in a mailroom.
Yeah.
And nobody batted an eye.
No.
It was just...
the best guy they ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's incredible.
My second time watching this movie today, I looked at the clock when all that happened. That's like in the 5th act.
Yeah.
It's at the last 5 minutes of the movie when all that stuff happens. I remember that being a huge part of this movie.
Sure.
So bizarre.
Yeah, no, once they're like, let's wrap it up, it happens very fast. You think they're going to do this whole other thing, and then it's just like, don't know tricks, Addams. That's the wrong book. And you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
End it here. That was like the one part where the special effects stood out to me as like, sort of like
Like the hurricane
aged.
swirl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I don't care at
totally.
all.
No,
but that was where I was like, okay, that's not perfect. This is crazy though that you even pulled this off.
The thing hopping on the little lily pads, it was like,
easy blue screen.
Yeah. It was a little rough.
Well,
but,
they weren't trying to be Jurassic Park.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just it was just being fun.
Who will take the swamp? That's initiative thing. Like the little hand who takes the entire swamp. He's incredible.
Right on. Anything else?
I mean, so much
more.
more.
I mean, there's going to be more and more. But
I could talk about more good things. Just all the
just
bits.
to bring us back up from Chuck's nitpicking.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
here I am
it
burying
was hard
you,
to
Taylor.
nitpick this movie.
It is.
There's just so many bits in this movie, and it's like so much fun.
Bits
Just
and lines that
all
are
the
just
lines, all the bits.
incredible.
I wrote down a few. Well, even just like the giant brandy glasses, I mean, like that touch is like so good.
Can you ever forgive me? I wooed them out of selfish pride. You loved them. Just like, oh, they have like real shit in there. Like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like Gomez. I mean, maybe that is why Fester originally left, right? He was heartbroken by that. But it's like they have like a real darkness in their, past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I love the moment when Morticia's looking through Fester's things, or Fester, Gordon, whatever, at that point. And she's just like, cyanide. Fester. As if we'd run out.
Yeah, so good.
Just there's so many little moments like that throughout the film that it's just like
coughing up blood. Not like he used to.
yeah.
That's what I didn't realize what this movie was until watching it this last couple of days. Was like the TV show was 20 minutes and they did all these little gags and stuff and it was fun.
Yeah.
But in this movie, it's every scene is one of those episodes, really.
Yeah.
It's like one of those
Yeah.
shows where there's a setup and a gag and a payoff, and it's just so good. It
It's
works.
super
For sure.
rich.
It works so good.
Yeah.
Like I'm still noticing so much stuff, like little jokes. It's just little lines. Like I watch it with the subtitles, which I have never done before. I've seen it so many times, but like watching with the subtitles, I'm like very aware of a lot of the jokes that I didn't quite pick up on.
Yeah, I almost feel like, because it is just shtick half the time. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Lurch should just, because Lurch already plays the organ. He should just be there, like,
Yeah.
He should just be doing rim shots all,
so
like,
many.
all day. Just,
Where's Tully? Romping with Gate.
That was my first just like just like laughing out loud on my couch. Like, what a great little bit. Romping with
like
Gate.
one of the best, just like such a good use of that word. I don't know.
So good.
Right on. How about everyone's double feature for this?
Is it going to be the same
rainy,
for all of
gloomy day?
us?
I think so, probably.
Come on.
Yeah.
You never get a sequel as good. Like, it's like
2
better.
years behind it too.
But it's like
That's
it's fucking Godfather Part 2, Terminator 2. Like it's like just as good as the first one, maybe better. And
I
it's
argue
like
that
Yeah.
that it is far superior.
it's definitely
I think
more
it is
beloved
better.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a kid, too, I would rewatch that one way more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so did we all put down Addams Family Values?
I
for
put
this?
values. Yeah.
Yeah,
I watched
values,
it
yeah.
immediately after watching this
Yeah,
for the first time. And
Yeah.
just because like you guys were talking about, you couldn't remember what was in this one versus the values. And I just immediately had nostalgia, like a yearning to see values.
Yeah,
So I
it's
did.
so fun.
Yeah. Just for the sake of the pod and just for fun, I wrote Addams Family Values, but I threw in there just so we could have something else to talk about.
Yeah.
I said Hocus Pocus would be a good pairing because it's also like family. It's, kind of spooky. There are macabre bits. And then at the end of the day, the Sanders sisters love each other pretty much just as much as the...
Sure, yeah, they bicker a little bit more.
They bicker a little, but, what sisters don't?
It's interesting that the Addams don't bicker.
No, not
There's
at all.
nothing. Like, it's very interesting. I mean, my notes are just so many lines. Like, the human spirit is a difficult thing to kill, even with a chainsaw. And like, I was watching with the kids and they're like, what does she mean? And I was like, Grandma has killed a man or a woman with a chainsaw, and she was surprised at how difficult it was to destroy the human life behind it. And they were like, oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, that's the joke. And they kept going, okay.
Jokes, right, Robert? Okay.
No, they know. They get it.
Right, on to this movie's cocktail.
Yeah. Well, tonight, in honor of Fester's return, we dance the Mamushka. So tonight we have a Mamushka. It's a riff on a classic Cossack drink, because apparently the Mamushka is a traditional Cossack dance. I don't think it actually is, but could be. But we're drinking a take on Nastoyanka, which is essentially infused Everclear. So we've got 2 ounces of apple infused Everclear, which actually is what we're drinking.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Half an ounce of honey, half an ounce of water to kind of, you got to cut it back a bit here. A couple cloves and a pinch of cinnamon. Age the apples in high-proof Everclear for 1 week, and then mix 2 parts alcohol, 1 part water and honey, a little bit of spice. Let it sit for a day, and then strain and dance in honor of your long-lost brother.
This tastes like fall. I love this.
It really
does.
is very
This is
good.
so good.
This is also why I just gave you guys 1 shot of it, because it is just like it's a wee bit, gonna get into Act 2 and like, and another thing.
Yeah. Delightful, like all of your cocktails, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, is it time for an ad break?
Let's take our first ad break.
Ad break.
And we're back with Act 2 of the evidence board. I didn't do a whole lot.
I did a little bit.
Good. Okay,
I didn't go crazy.
It
But
came out in 91. Cost $30 million to make. Made bank 113, 120 like worldwide.
191 at the end of the day.
191.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Does that include video sales?
That's like video, yeah.
Yeah, video is probably huge.
Yeah. I definitely rented this. I'm already starring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I told you it was
Yeah.
she a strong one.
Most of my movies were taped. We had a dual deck VCR, but this one I
Yes.
owned. This one I owned.
Yeah, I eventually had a
Fancy.
taped copy of it too.
Yeah.
I think that's why they blur together, is because I had a dual deck tape that was like, it was like a 6-hour,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
and it had
definitely why.
Addams Family and Values
Yeah,
back
you
to
just
back
watch
on
them
it.
together.
Yeah.
So same movie.
I have a poster from a cereal box from when the movie came out that I've had since I was like a little kid, that my mom saved for me when I was like 2.
Right.
I don't even think I had watched the movie or anything, but she saved it 'cause she was like, the Addams Family are cool.
Yeah.
And then I had that on my wall. I still have it. It's great.
Nice.
Robert's gonna think this is sick. I know my
But
2-year-old.
why'd she throw away my Ninja Turtle posters? I just don't get it. But anyway,
Those are cartoons.
we
Robert.
already passed the grievances.
We're not taking up trauma in this
Yeah,
podcast.
no. This is about a loving family who
Exactly.
love
There's
torture.
no trauma here. Yeah.
Is this a good place to ask the question that I should have maybe almost agreed? The trains. Can we talk about the trains and what does that mean and what's going on? Oh no, Father's playing with his trains again.
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
what is it? What's
Father
going
plays
on?
with his trains because he's a very healthy, adjusted man who's in touch with his feelings and has an outlet for his anger.
Yeah.
So instead of
Through
drinking
trains.
and beating his family.
Yeah, he crashes
plays with his
trains.
trains.
But there's
Getting
real
violent.
people who there's a man.
Okay, we can talk about that. Well, I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah.
But I did like that little touch where there is actually a world of people in the trains.
So he
and
kills
Gomez is
little
watching
people,
them.
which is not different than anything that they normally do. They kill people all the time,
Yeah.
right?
They're already dead.
Yeah.
That's the difference right, between the Munsters and the Addams Family, because the Munsters look like monsters, but they don't hurt people. You will die at the Addams Family house if you're not the right vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're like, yeah, let's have a knife fight, you'll be fine, I think.
Actually, maybe that's the double feature is, we go back an episode and we do Addams Family and House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, that is.
You go to both houses, you're going to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob Zombie did make a Munsters movie that I haven't
God.
seen. I have not
Oh,
seen.
Don't watch it. It's
Okay.
bad.
Oh,
I got
no.
5 minutes in.
I sorry.
Me and my
Yeesh.
friend me and my friend Zach, when we were teenagers, would get super stoned and we'd play this game called the Biodome game.
Okay.
Whereas, see if you can smoke enough weed to actually make it through the movie Biodome.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We lost most of the time because by making it through, we would fall asleep because we'd be like, dude, I don't know. I got to take another hit. This is terrible.
I've seen that movie like 6 times, never on weed.
Oh.
I mean, I was a kid.
Yeah. But I was going to say, the Munsters takes the cake. It's just, I can't. Like,
Whoa.
I think I tried it twice and I got like 10 minutes
Just the
both times. And I was
show
just
itself?
like, no. No, the Rob Zombie
Rob
film.
Zombie movie.
Oh, okay.
It would have actually benefited if Pauly Shore was in it.
Oh, yeah. No,
That is
it's
awesome.
It should have
Yeah,
never
Polly would've
happened.
fixed everything.
Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
It should have just never happened.
Still confused as to why it happened. And like,
He tried to get it.
why. That's kind of his thing.
He tried to make it happen for like 2
Yeah.
decades, I think.
But
And
why?
he owns
But-
their car.
but the way in which it happened.
cares?
Oh, yeah, that is
like
confusing.
inexplicable.
He's obsessed. I'm not saying we're
just
obsessed.
because you're obsessed with something doesn't mean you should try and recreate it and just like ruin everyone else's good time. You
Well,
know?
I do think the Muppets,
Angry about it.
Muppets,
How dare?
Munsters deserve a movie.
Them's fighting words.
Maybe it's
We're
not
not
that
friends
movie.
anymore.
Yeah, Muppets deserve movies too.
Yeah.
Or they already have some.
What about a Muppets Munster movie?
The Monsters
I'd be
already
in.
have a movie.
Darn
Yeah,
it.
they do.
Darn it. Darn it.
Well, back to our regular scheduled program.
Sorry.
Talking about trains, let's get back on track.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just had to ask. I
No,
had to
that's an
ask.
important question. People need to know.
Like, yeah, there's little people.
Yeah. Again, this is my
gets
only
us angry.
one of my only nitpicks is I just
It's
the
just
end of the day,
questions.
I just
It's
want
not
to
a
know
nitpick.
what they are. I
Yeah.
want to know, does Gomez shrink people? You know, like,
Yeah.
are these ghosts? What is happening?
He killed Rick Moranis. He took the thing.
Exactly.
That was Rick Moranis on the train.
Oh.
It was actually the
No, it
the
wasn't.
writer.
No.
It was a cameo of the writer.
Oh, okay.
Of one of the writers.
Nice.
But yeah, so it's a thing. It's a question, I guess.
Yeah, it was a mystery to me as a child. I would always be like, what's going on? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a placeholder for dad going out back and chopping wood, drinking whiskey, and
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
his version.
I like it. I like those trains. I think it's pretty wholesome.
Me too. You know what else is wholesome? Some fun facts.
Okay.
So, although based on the 60s sitcom, the sitcom itself, I did not know this, was based on a comic book series originally published in The New Yorker.
Yeah.
I had no clue, personally.
They either wrote more or revived the series when this movie was coming out. So I actually saw them in the funny papers as a kid.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they weren't funny.
No.
it was like Ziggy. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
to an 11-year-old, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It is macabre though, in a world that I don't interpret as having macabre humor.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like openly, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. wasn't
Whether
there.
or not Fester is an imposter was originally intended to always stay ambiguous. The cast strongly opposed this idea, and most of them outright hated it.
Okay.
So they decided to put a then 10-year-old Christina Ricci up to the task of pleading for a different ending from the director.
Ooh, wow.
That's smart.
And the director's Sunfield caved. And so he's like, all right, fine, we're tacking this little bit on here.
Yeah,
and so
you
that's
can't
why you
say
get the
no
whole,
to
like,
that
you got
phrase.
caught in a tuna net.
I never should have used him. Yeah, like that
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
That's. I was gonna offer this as an early hot take, but like, I'm still not convinced that Gordon is Fester. I'm just convinced that Gordon was like, fuck it, Fester's life is way better than what I had.
Or their
No-
love
no
is
matter
so
what.
powerful they can turn just some guy into Uncle Fester.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think it remained somewhat ambiguous, and
Yeah.
I think that like your nitpick makes sense to me because of what you're saying.
Mhm.
Because I
Yeah.
always like, I don't know if I was ever fully convinced as a kid. So
But I'm also not convinced 2 humans on the planet can actually look like that.
I mean, sure.
Like Gordon's hair at the beginning, that curly.
So good.
That's a nice look.
Ugh,
So
cringy.
that brings up that, I mean, Back to the Future and this were 2 of my favorite movies as a child. I had no idea that Christopher Lloyd was the same guy. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Did you
much
also
later.
watch Dennis the Menace and not
I did
know
watch
that
Dennis the
he
Menace.
was the
I think I knew. I was like, that's
The
Doc
villain
Brown
of that.
being creepy, but I don't think I knew that it was Uncle Fester.
creepiest.
Yeah, the creepiest. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a shapeshifter.
It's
Yeah.
pretty
Yes.
incredible.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
still got movies.
it kind of
coming out,
was
too.
one of those things that ignited my, like, oh, what are movies? Like, how'd they do that to me? You know, I was like probably 12, 13. I'd been watching it for like 10 years before. I'm like, what?
There were a lot of health problems on set that loomed over the entire production.
That's nice.
Raul Julia burst a blood vessel in his eye during a scene.
Oh.
And so they had to like rush him to the ER.
That's very Gomez.
Sure.
Speaking of getting rushed to the ER, the DP at one point, Gail Tattersall, was rushed with a unknown infection. Just like
unknown infection.
This is what the internet tells me. I'm sure it's known, but it's like, you know, which means it was probably a personal infection. Yeah. And Angelica Houston developed severe migraines due to this movie because they would put elastic bands on her eyes and glue them to her temples to give her more of a slant. As opposed to just doing like a heavy cat eye. They're like, no, we're going to actually make you have cat eyes.
Wow. Yeah.
Damn.
She also had to wear a metal corset during most of production, so she also just had like severe back problems. So yeah, they were like, hey, let's get Angelica Houston, one of the greatest actors of all time, and
seriously,
let's destroy her body for a family film.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yeesh.
Yeah. When the film went over budget, which it went severely over budget, the original production company Orion, who was facing bankruptcy, had to sell the film off in a last-minute ditch to Paramount during production. Just because they were like, look, if this thing even like remotely tanks, we're gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I only got two more. This was Raul Julia's favorite film that he ever made before he passed.
He was so lovely.
Yeah, he would get recognized by kids and stuff on the street and it would like warm his heart.
Yeah, that's sweet.
He's the greatest.
He's the best.
Yeah.
And the Mamushka, which I love so dearly, was originally way longer. That whole sequence, like it was a whole musical number and everything. And test audiences found that it just brought the movie to a complete halt. And they were like, look, this is cool, but why was that 20 minutes?
Yeah, I could see how that could do that maybe. At that point in the movie. Especially because, as we talked about, so much of the movie is bits, connected bits. Mm-hmm. So to have it be this one giant sequence, I think could get, a
little tedious here and there.
Yeah.
For some alt casting, I've got Anthony Hopkins was their first pick for Fester.
Whoa.
Okay.
But he turned it down.
I can see it.
He was like, nah, I'm good.
He's such a good actor. That would have been crazy.
It would have been fun.
Wow.
Is
this the same year as it is, 1991?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So would he have not done that? Or would he have had the best 91 of anybody?
Or would we have gotten like an alternate universe where we get Christopher Lloyd? Clarice!
Also terrifying.
Marty, it's Buffalo. We gotta stop him. Get back in the DeLorean.
Yeah. And then Jodie Foster's in Back to the Future? What?
Kim Basinger and Cher were also early choices from Morticia.
Can we all just imagine for a second Cher as Morticia?
Yeah.
I love it.
I think she could have done a great job.
Done great, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's half there.
She can do anything.
Yeah.
Well, this one film I confused with this as a child was Mermaids.
Whoa.
With Cher, Ryder, and Ricci's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was like, I kind of conflated the two, and I thought Angelica Houston for the longest time was Cher.
Whoa.
Really?
But that stopped in like 98. You know,
they're both like equally fabulous. I can see how you can confuse the two for sure.
Incredible.
Yeah, I don't see Cher doing Morticia though.
No,
I kind of think Angelica just nails it.
No one holds a candle to Angelica Houston, in my
do.
opinion, for sure.
Except for Gomez. No, I mean, holds a candle to
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Because they love
Kinky.
that. Yeah.
And then my last one is Terry Gilliam and Tim Burton. Both passed on this movie, which is a trip.
Interesting.
Terry was he'd come off Brazil and he's trying to get his Don Quixote thing going for the longest time.
Yeah.
For like 30 years.
Yeah, he spent like 30 years trying to get that movie made. Yeah, that's one of the things he passed on to work on that.
And then obviously Tim Burton, that makes a lot of sense that they would offer that to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was doing
Batman.
Second Batman.
Yeah.
Tim Burton movie. Mm-hmm.
He's like, Batman has to come back. He has to return. I'm sorry.
It would have been way too weird if he did that and Beetlejuice. It would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
And Batman made so much more money.
Yeah. Yes. Also goth, though. Also very goth.
Very, very lovingly goth.
Yeah.
Usual suspects?
Yeah, I was very lazy in this one. I only wrote 2.
I got 3.
There we go.
What do you got?
I got Christopher Lloyd, very obvious.
Oh, yeah.
Was in Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got Angelica Houston is in Choke with Sam Rockwell.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I did see
Confessions of a
Choke.
Dangerous Mind.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Raul Julia's in Street Fighter.
Which is a great movie.
Yeah. Good
It's
one.
hilarious.
I've got Dan Hedaya, Old Tully.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually in the movie Usual Suspects. So I like to bring that up when that happens.
He's in a ton of
We haven't done the Usual Suspects yet, but yeah. And then Whit Hertford, young Tully, the lizard elf kid, was actually the little kid in Jurassic Park when he does the raptor claw too at the beginning.
Oh, no shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same guy, same kid.
Makes sense. He just has that face where he's like,
got-
I'm
yeah.
shocked.
Yeah, his IMDb photo is the same. This is the same look. It's like, oh yeah,
So that's like their kid.
that's Tully and
What happened to that kid?
Dana's, yeah.
What happened to that kid when she like married Cousin It?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Tully's
kids
dead.
get
So
through
Did they eat him?
divorce.
No, too young.
yeah, that's all I wrote down. I guess. I mean, there weren't much more. This film actually doesn't have that many people in it. Just really big people.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, and just really quick on the subject of Tully, whenever I see that man, I instantly think of Clueless. Because he's Cher's dad.
Oh, yeah.
That's true,
Of
huh?
course.
Yeah. So it's like when anytime it's just instantly like, you're not going out dressed like that. I'm just like very like, I'm very staunch. But also, if you want to fall in love with your stepbrother, that's okay.
Questionable morals in this movie and then.
Yeah.
We'll have to do Clueless, though.
Oh, we will. Don't worry.
Yes. Okay, good.
And before we go on to our ad break, we'd like to take this moment to thank our executive producer, Addie Martinez.
Yay.
Do-do-do-do. 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 Thank you, Addie.
And let's take our break.
Perfect.
And we're back with Act 3, the award categories. And like always, we like to start out with my new band name.
Sic gorgiamos a los subjectos nunc,
Ooh.
which is the Addams Family seal. It means we would gladly feast on those that would subdue us.
Yep.
It's a black metal band.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I got a Seance Weather.
Fuck yeah.
It's a reformed Christian band. They used to be Christians, but they're not anymore.
Nice.
I completely forgot about this category and
Oh, that's
remembered it when I think, what's her name? Dr.
Pinterschlaf?
Pinterschlaf? What's her actual name? When at one point she says depraved orgy. And I feel like that's a
that's a
pretty
good
good
one.
band.
The exact line is, "Oh, Gordon, it's okay. Return to your depraved orgy." Because, like, he's not going to help his mom out.
Yeah.
I love that she takes a German accent on when she doesn't have to because they don't know who she is.
Yeah, exactly.
I
They've never
almost
met
put
her.
that down as a nitpick because at first I was like, this is too much.
But
Like,
it's so
they're
silly.
really going hard in the paint here, but then it really grew on me and I was
Yeah.
like, this is actually kind of fun.
Not to get nitpicky, but it's Austrian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. No.
Throw that
Yeah,
out
you've
there.
been
We should
there.
get nitpicky. This is good. This is good. We need
So
this.
it's a really bad Austrian accent.
It-
yeah.
It's so bad. It's hysterical.
What do you got, Chuck?
What do you
Yeah.
got? What do you got there, bud?
I had to really fucking rein the horse on this one because, as we've talked about, this whole movie is just shtick and
Yeah.
one-liners, and there are like hundreds of band names in this one. So I did narrow it down to 3.
100.
I've got 300. So strap in. Hour 9. So I've got Either Way, What Bliss. They're a screamo band, and the direct quote is one of my favorite lines in the movie. It's, "I would kill for her. I would die for her. Either way, what bliss."
Yeah.
So romantic.
It is, really is,
really
honestly.
So much. And he probably has done both.
Yeah.
I've got Orphan Widow, and it's stylized orphan / widow. They're obviously an industrial band.
Obviously.
But the quote is another great one-liner from Morticia, and it's, "Honey, the money will go to orphans and widows. We need more of them." Just I love the misunderstanding of being like, oh yeah, like absolutely, we're gonna sell off the entire wing because you're gonna kill a bunch more dads.
Yeah.
Like going back to like young Tully, the mother says, "You're so cute, I could just eat you alive," and Morticia's like, "No, he's too young."
Too young.
Too young.
Like too young.
It's just gonna be too stringy and gross. Don't do it now.
Let him mature. Jeez.
Yeah.
And my last one is, you already touched on it, Luke. It's Uncle Knick Knack.
Yeah.
And they're a very sloppy garage rock band.
Yeah.
You can go full on hipster, be like Uncle Knick Knack's winter wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think Wake the Dead would be like a great band name.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wake the Dead.
That's a good one.
Right? That's
Actually.
that's a good, and that could be
Does
like
it-
multiple
it might
genres.
exist.
Like, are we
We
starting
don't
this
know.
band right now? Because we should.
We should.
Right?
Yeah. Wake the Dead. Get up, Uncle. It's Halloween.
Actually, what? I'm gonna quick look.
I'm sure
You
it
know,
already
get
is a
your- get your
band.
other-
Yeah.
No,
it
no,
sounds like
it's-
a band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it took me like 30 seconds. I was like, I wonder if that's one of those things where it actually is named after that line. But there's a Comeback Kid song called Wake the Dead.
Yeah.
And the whole
They
Just
never
whack
watched Addams Family.
the dead.
I mean, that's what it's about. Get a shovel. No, you have to dig.
That's the fun.
Yeah, that's the fun.
Does anybody have anything for updated movie title?
I do, but it's really just like a very, it's me being a cynical asshole.
Okay. Well, this is the one category that got voted out, just so everybody knows. This will be the last time we do this category.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So nice to see you. Sayonara.
Yeah.
In that case, I should have made it count. But thank you for speaking, fans. We appreciate you. For my updated movie title for 2023, as a cynical asshole, it would be called Wednesday's Family. Because Wednesday is, huge on Netflix and stuff, and kids today probably don't know who the fuck the Addams Family are.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they do because they know Wednesday.
Yeah,
They met
but
them.
they know, Jenna Ortega. They don't necessarily know like
Who's great? She's a great Wednesday.
you know what? Looking forward to everything this woman does. Like, everything I've seen her in so far, I'm like, fuck yeah, Jenna Ortega.
I like her a lot.
I like her a lot.
She plays the sociopathic nature of Wednesday.
Yeah.
Maybe better. I mean, Christina Ricci is a fucking child, right? So, right? But it's
I
like
haven't seen the
she's
Wednesday series.
so more strange. She's more strange, but in a like that is Wednesday. It's like I'm basically not saying that she's a better Wednesday, but it's like they're equally as good.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know if the show's it's not. Like, I don't think the show's as good as
Yeah, it's
the movies.
difficult to.
But as a performance, it's insanely good.
I'm sure. She's lovely.
She's lovely. She's also like single-handedly like reviving, the new Scream movies, basically. Like she's the final girl that you actually care about in,
And
Scream.
she's in Ty West's X.
Yeah.
She's in the new Beetlejuice.
Yeah. She's her daughter.
Shout out fucking Jenna
Dude,
Ortega.
this all of a
What's up?
sudden became a Jenna Ortega
Crushing
She
it.
really
Just
is
one more
crushing
thing.
it, though.
If
She's
anyone
so good.
watches her Hot Ones episode,
Okay.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
solid.
like a genuinely cool human being.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
just a good show.
Anyone who shouts out Gaspar no while eating chicken wings, I'm like, oh, okay.
She
Yeah.
said that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I forget what exactly she's talking about. But she's like, yeah, I like, she's talking about movies. And she's like, I like sick shit, basically. And she's like, yeah, I really like Gaspar no, like, and all this. And I was like, oh.
Oh, okay. She's like real.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Roger Deakins will be Prod Award for cinematography.
Yeah.
Any standout shots?
I've got quite a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump in front of you then.
Do it.
I just have every lighting of Morticia.
Yes.
Oh
Just-
my god.
It was done on purpose. They knew what they were doing, and it's obvious, but it still looks really good. It doesn't like
It's the Bela Lugosi.
it's just the lighting on the
Yeah.
eyes and and it's
Yes.
just really well done. It doesn't get old.
No.
It doesn't get ham. It doesn't look saucy. It just looks good.
It is.
It's part of her character.
stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want someone to light me like that in my life all the time.
We already
Just
did
like
it.
someone
We
to
stole it,
follow me
right?
Yeah, we
around.
did. We did it in
And
Robert's
just-
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, just have a mirror reflecting light on my eyes only, like everywhere I go, so I can just
All right.
be Morticia.
We won't do the
You also want
No.
a
Bending
headache
your eyes
all the
back.
time because your eyes are cat's eyes now?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I'm kind of in. I'm kind of in. I want to be a striking person.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for bringing that up. I think it's really important.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's tons in this movie, but that's all I wrote down for this. So whatever you guys got.
yeah, the whole thing, I mean, really just looks amazing. It looks very warm a lot of the time, and just like when it's supposed to be like it looks or feels like a house. Like it doesn't feel like a set. I mean, it kind of does.
When they're out front on the front, just outside the front door, you can see the paint chipping and stuff, but it's still like wholesome and like I would want to live there. It just looks like it has character.
I'd love to live there.
I would love to live there.
And I do think the theater scene, they spent particular amount of time lighting it to be proper, so the blood looks good, the dark moody lighting, which is contrasting to the like flower kids or whatever from before that.
I think every movie I've made with Chuck, that's been his vision of how much blood we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time.
We just can't. Yeah.
I have one scene that I wrote down, and
Do
that's when Fester / Gordon at this point spins Tully upside down against the wall, and you get like Tully's POV of Fester, and the camera just like goes, he's just upside down. Super fun.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed that. Really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The subterranean lake shot is pretty cool.
Yeah, I did want to talk about this. I want to point out like this movie set the bar for all the Harry Potter stuff that came afterwards.
Totally.
Because if the Harry Potter stuff didn't hold up to this one scene, it's really just one good shot of him on the journey.
Yeah.
That's like it would have failed.
Yeah. No, there is a lot of similar like aesthetic vibe there. It's interesting.
Just a strange underground vault where you need to take a gondola where you can sing a 5-minute song slowly to your brother.
There's a tiger. We didn't see that, but there's a tiger somewhere.
Yeah.
Or a lion.
Yeah. This is good. Like I love that whole set.
The reveal of the vault is pretty tremendous. It's like beautiful, and the music and everything's like lining up and stuff, but like that reveal, he pulls the wrong cork.
Yes,
and turns.
I wrote that down too as like one of my favorite.
It looks so like ancient mystery treasure trove.
Despite any other movie that's come out before or after, that's still the most gold I've ever seen.
Yeah,
somehow.
Yeah.
Still
a lot of mirrors.
Yeah.
Try it, Scrooge McDuck.
What do you got, Jack?
Yeah. So I've got just the Thing cam POV.
Yeah.
Like is my big one.
Yes.
Just anytime you see Thing running through the house like that.
So
also, speaking of just like kind of a follow shot, the follow of the CGI golf ball from Gomez's stoop into the neighbor's cereal bowl, who ends up being the judge.
Do we get that gag in Happy Gilmore if this movie didn't happen?
No, we don't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, you just hit that guy. Oh my
Damn,
God, you just hit his wife.
you, Addams.
And then you were talking about Morticia's glow. But on the other side of that coin, the beautiful washed out, almost rosy glow on Gordon when he first arrives. And Gomez opens the door and is like, oh, brother. And then you get this very old school Hollywood, like something they would do with like fucking Mae West, basically. Like just this like pound and a half of like smoke and just like, yeah, it's just this gorgeous little kind of like shot. I don't know how to put it other than that sound effect.
Yeah.
Just angels singing.
Yeah, exactly.
Heavens open.
Oh, it's so good. Those are my big ones. And then also just any fucking establishing shot of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a really good at making us not look like a set.
Yeah.
It looks like a whole house, the whole thing.
No, all of it works. I mean, the graveyard, I think, is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like when she's like giving him the tour through, like showing how they all died, like assassinated by a firing squad.
There's actually bullet holes in the
no, can we like make this real where it's like the way you died, if it's fun, is your gravestone?
Yeah.
Like incredible. I want to know what the couch is though, because they sit on the couch and it's someone's grave, and I'm like, what happened? Did a couch fall out of was it like an old moving and it fell on someone like a cartoon or something? Someone died. Maybe they died on a couch. I don't know.
Maybe they were just like they died of
Sucked in.
sloth. They were just like super lazy and like.
I just like having a stone couch outside.
It's also just a really rad way. Like if you're gonna take up more space on this earth after you die, like just make it a couch,
Big
man.
couch. Yeah.
Buried alive. Brutes, psychopaths, pioneers.
Is that Channing Tatum in a dog collar? Weird cameos?
Well,
I got one I don't think any of you will be too familiar with.
yeah, please.
Sally Jesse.
Oh yeah.
Sally Jesse
Raphael.
She was as big as Ricky Lake,
Oh,
Oprah,
right.
like those daytime talk
Sure.
shows.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a phone
Such a
call.
good-
Stop calling.
Stop calling. We don't know where they
He
meet.
wants to know where they meet. That's such
Yeah.
a good bit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, honestly might be the best bit in the
He
whole
was
movie.
kidnapped by a voodoo cult. It's like, stop calling. We don't know where they are.
Yeah,
where they
that's
meet.
true. Yeah, that's good.
Because when he's trapped in a motel, that is
Yeah.
where he has to go, right?
Yeah. I immediately wrote down Dan Hedaya because I love the show Cheers, and that's Carla's ex-husband in Cheers.
Of course. Yes.
And I know he's been in so many other things, but immediately I was just like,
Yeah.
Right on.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I shot my load earlier. Just Dan Hedaya as well. I was just like, as I said, fucking Cher's dad, man.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I don't know her name, but the Girl Scout girl being the main bratty antagonist to Wednesday in the second one.
Yeah, she comes
Totally.
back. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
You know, and it's like, she might just be the same person, right? Why isn't she?
She must be.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, works perfectly fine.
Yeah. No, that was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, discovering that because I completely forgot. And then she showed up and I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's you.
And she's such a big part of the second one. Like,
Yeah,
huge.
she
She gets
is
the
so
one
good.
little bit in this, which is, I mean, it's one of the ones that stick with me from this whole movie, but like, I don't know. I like they must have just liked working with her and like brought her in for that role, you know?
Good. I'm glad they did.
It's a sailboat award. Underlying message of the movie.
Love.
Yeah, family. Just
Yeah.
like this is one of the most wholesome examples of a
Truly.
family.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't remember it this way, but like, yeah, rewatching it, this is like everything we try to fight for now.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking hell, this is, and then when this movie was made, it was all tongue in cheek. All these are jokes that you're supposed to laugh at and be like, oh, they're weird. Don't be like that.
Yeah.
But no, this is exactly who the
this
fuck
is
I am
exactly
now.
who you should be,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
goals.
it's awesome.
I think a lot of people always would have been, but now it's more acceptable to just be like, I'm a fucking Addams dude.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
dude.
I never thought I would say those words, but that's exactly what it is. It's
Yeah,
like,
I want to be an
I'm a fucking
Addams, right?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I want to have that big party at the end. That shit's awesome. And it's like, there's clearly the Addams and the extended, you know, they're not Addams because they're like the Amore sisters or whatever, right? The flora and fauna. They're not related, but there's these other satellite families that are also macabre and monstrous and stuff like that, you know? I like that, how it's like this whole world of them.
Yeah.
I went for the cheese as usual. For my bigger message, I said, blood is thicker than water, and water belongs under the bridge. So let family grudges and disputes be. Because, this movie's also, as much as it's about, I mean, it is just about love at the end of the day, because it's also about reconciliation.
Yeah.
It's two brothers putting down their swords and, you know, joining back together.
I mean, I think it's also like embracing darkness in the face of like, you know, true darkness of like the world, right?
Yeah.
Because it's hard. The world's hard for anybody, but it's like these people like are like, yeah, of course, duh. You know, like we know this. And I mean, there is the line like, poison us, strangle us, break our bones, we'll come back for more. And they're all like, we're Addamses, right? And it's like, that is like a positive message for life. You know what I mean? Like, going out into the world, it's like they're gonna fucking try and get you, someone in the world, and it's like, come back for more. You know, never, don't let them see you sweat. Like, just keep going. You know,
Exactly.
Hans Gruber Deathfall Award. I really liked the catapult into the graves.
face down, buried.
And just automatic into the dirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be Tully and Mom. And I also just love that they do that, and then it's instantly just no beat missed. It's just Wednesday and Pugsley just start burying them alive.
Yeah, and they're like, "Are they dead? Does it matter?"
Yeah.
Oh man, Christina Ricci. I watched a couple. She's 11 in this movie, so 10 and 11.
Precious, my God.
Huge, like just burning ball of charisma. Like if you watch her interviews and stuff, she's just as witty and like deadpan and
Oh yeah, she's electric.
She understands exactly what she's doing. Great, one of the great character actors. I mean, just perfect Wednesday.
I agree.
And then in Values, she gets to the movie actually leans on her more.
Oh, that one's her movie.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Values is a Wednesday movie. You know, if Values hadn't done that, I don't think we'd get the show Wednesday or anything like that.
No.
And for the Deathfall Award, I actually gave it to Wednesday's fake death in the rehearsal process for her Hamlet scene. Really good.
So
on the
good.
stairs. Yeah.
That's actually like a really. I mean, I don't know how many. They can't have shot that as many times as I think they did because they'd have to reset the blood so many times.
Sure.
But like that performance right there.
Sure.
Just I would have paid money to watch that. Like I would have gone to that play.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If I,
I'm going to be convincing my director
You
next
do
year
it.
when we do Hamlet
yeah.
to
Just
I'm
gore
like,
it
can
up.
you do all the blood?
if you need a blood guy,
All of it.
there's a blood guy.
Yeah.
No, Christina Ricci, I mean, it's crazy that anyone could pull that off at that age,
Yeah.
and get it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, she has one of the best lines in the movie, which is like, at Halloween, it's like, "Where's your costume, dear?" And it's like, "I'm a homicidal maniac. They look just like everybody
That
else."
was gonna be my excuse this year.
Yeah, she was my first on-screen crush.
For sure.
I was in love with her as just 3 years old. Like,
Sure.
She was my crush and someone I wanted to be. Like,
Yeah.
I was a.
Me too.
Oh, of course. Of course.
I was never allowed to dress as a goth, but I was definitely a goth kid.
Yeah.
Fucking Wednesday Addams is my hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So Wednesday, then, now Morticia.
well, just the way the adults. I'm realizing the adults are reacting now, and Morticia has like the best setups during that whole night there, and it's like she's staring at these people like they're fucking freaks because they are, even though they're supposed to be the normal people. It's like, oh my God.
If Barbara Bush and George Bush are your heroes, you got some fucking problem.
Yeah.
Onto the controversial hot take.
So always forget about this one too.
I'll go last. I think mine's kind of like really hot. So
Yeah, mine's not necessarily a hot take. Just like, we already touched on all the Addams unit being the epitome of like a perfect family and the undying love that Morticia and Gomez, that's literally like something that me and my wife, we watched this movie and we were like, man, like we're pretty good, but we could be Morticia and Gomez good. Like, look at that. Holy shit. But I guess my only, like, not even a hot take, it's just like an observation was just like, yeah, Morticia and Wednesday are like true feminist icons that show you what being strong and honest with the people you love is all about. And like Morticia, is this amazing matriarch that is just oozing sexuality, but is so respected in her household while doing it. There's no like, it's like she's, tongue down her husband's throat, like at the breakfast table.
get a room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's
None
just
of
like, no. It's like, yeah, that's mom and dad.
She lets her children
Let me shut it.
be
Eat your entrails.
themselves.
She lets their children be themselves. Also, like, she lets the children question everything
Yeah.
She encourages their creativity.
and encourages them speaking out.
Yeah.
Like, and just, it's like, Wednesday, what are you doing? Nothing. Play with your
Play
food.
with your food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Express yourself, God damn it. Yeah, and then same thing with like Wednesday is just, she's so, outspoken, like even, as a small child, I mean, let alone a small child, but being a female small child is also just so you're so traditionally, censored and told to just like sit down and shut up and be quiet. She's just so
Not her.
not her.
I mean, she cracks the mystery. She proves that it's not, that they're pulling one on them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, and she's suspicious from the beginning, like, is that really Uncle Fester? It's like, I think father's convinced. Mother's not too sure. It's like she knows exactly what's going on
already scheming.
at all times in the whole family.
Yep.
How
How about you guys? Hot takes?
this movie's not perfect, but it's as close as it could be.
Sure,
I don't have any hot takes.
Right on. Mine is I profoundly find other people's kids crying to be really funny. So when Morticia is reading Hansel and Gretel in defense of the witch, and the little kids start crying on film.
Yes.
They had to film that, and those kids aren't acting. They had to get those kids to cry somehow.
Yeah, what'd they do?
And I laughed my ass off. I probably shouldn't have. I know that's it's never pleasant to cry about anything, but kids that young cry about everything. So,
but in unison. That's tough.
If you watch, it's a character study, or it's a human character study, because they start it and just the one kid cries, and the two little girls beside him look at him and they start to cry.
Yeah.
So it's a chain reaction. And they cut back. A couple of the kids are gone. They had to remove some of them and keep going. So thank you, whoever did that to this movie. It brought me immense joy. I don't have kids, and that's one of the reasons I don't. So
because you'd laugh when their friends cry.
Yeah. So on behalf of the Nostalgia Killers, thank you for torturing children for this movie.
Yeah. Anybody who ever had to make a movie and make kids cry for real, I'm there. And that's my hot take.
That's a pretty hot fucking take.
Delightful.
Yeah, that's great.
I thought I'd bring the heat tonight.
More kids need to be crying.
That's right. Little kids, just film them crying, stick a camera in front of them, hit record, and do whatever the fuck you gotta do. Time for another Spider-Man award, sequels?
No, time for another crying children film? Maybe.
Yeah. If they do that, I'd watch. Did anybody watch the animated, the 2019?
No.
Did not.
I did not.
I didn't see it either. But I like all the people who are in it, so I'm actually kind of curious. And I'm curious who it's for.
Yeah.
Because it's animated, they may have tried to push it more towards kids. Mm-hmm. When this film was obviously, it worked for us kids, but it was very adult oriented. Our adults would sit fine through it as we do now.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, I said you don't need a remake, but with the popularity of Wednesday, you totally could.
Oh yeah, I also haven't watched the Wednesday show.
Yeah,
so.
me neither.
There could easily be a Wednesday movie.
Okay.
And then from there, you're like, you populate the universe with, more of the actual family members. And then all of a sudden it's like, bungo bango, we've got an actual Addams Family movie.
Sure.
Well, there was going to be a sequel. I looked it up to see if there was even like a pitch for what it is. It doesn't seem like they got that far. It seems like Raul Julia died before they were able to.
He died right after Family Values.
Yeah, exactly. So there was a planned third movie.
Oh yeah.
I think people had signed on and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think they had generated like what it was going to be. And then they did eventually make that one like with Tim Curry.
Yeah, we talked about this, I think, before you got here. So yeah.
Yeah, it's called Pre-Pod. We started talking about Addams Family Reunion and how either none of us have seen it or none of us remember seeing it.
I haven't seen it.
I was looking and I couldn't find it, but I don't know where I read where in my head it was Addams Family Vacation. Like that's what, and then I looked for
like
that.
National Lampoon's
Vacation
with Addams Family.
Shows up.
I don't know where they're going. Where do they go? Back home to Kazakhstan, or they go to Transylvania?
Wait, where's that crossover? Can we have? Okay,
well,
yes,
Uncle Eddie,
we do
that's
need to
the
make
crossover.
a remake. This is my stance. Spider-Man remake, yes, we do it with National Lampoon's and an Addams Family. They need each other on vacation. Okay, make it happen.
I only bring this up because I watched this movie with the kids, and then the 9-year-olds left, and the 12-year-old watched Halloween. And after the movie, my little cousin was like, "Is Michael Myers an Addams?" And I was like, "Whoa." We just did Freddy versus Jason. And I'm like, Michael, not versus Addams Family. This is where he finds his home. He'd go to stab
Michael.
Gomez, and Gomez would flip him over. And he'd be like, "Good show, old man." And Michael would be like, "What?" And try again. Eventually, he'd start smiling. But this kid came up with that, and I was like, that's genius. And like their parents were all talking, and they turn around, and they're like, "Is that real? Did that happen?" And I was like, "No, this kid's just a genius." So that's a sequel I want.
There you go. Here comes Kanye. Pluggables. Robert's got some.
Instagram at Robert_NEGOESCO. Buy some comics. I'll keep it short.
They're good comics. Buy them.
They are good comics.
You. Thanks. There's blood in them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, just cracked them open. I haven't read Mutant Mayhem yet, which I need to, but I did read The Altereds.
Thank you.
Taylor, you got anything boiling, bubbling, cooking?
Not yet.
Okay, cool.
Too soon to talk about things.
Okay, right on. So we'll go on to us. Just to let everybody know, we are putting together a book.
Yeah.
All of Chuck's fabulous drink recipes from all of our movies.
Oh, that's incredible.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't know either. Okay.
No.
I had no idea.
It was a secret for a little while.
That's awesome.
So we got 42 entries.
Wow.
2 of those have 2 drinks each, so 44 drinks altogether. It's going to be available for print on demand, and we're still putting it together. We're going to do the art. We're going to take all the photos, and yeah, I think hopefully it'll be ready by December, so we can do a Christmas, thing. Should be about $12 to $15.
Yeah.
For a nice book themed with our livery and everything. So
movie themed drinks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Such a great idea. I'm so
yeah,
excited.
right. we're excited too. It's coming together really well.
Nice.
42
42
themed
episodes,
cocktails.
isn't it? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking
Y'all are
wild.
putting in the hard work.
Yeah.
I just show up and say shit
I
into
just
this
drink
microphone.
You just drink them.
Drink them and ramble.
But yeah, that's pretty much us. Other than Patreon, those will be available through Patreon. We'll figure it all out. I mean, you should be able to just buy one and not have to subscribe. We would love it if you subscribed. We're up to seven subscribers. 2 or 3 are sitting here. Maybe
there are 8.
I do subscribe. I recommend it as well.
There are 8 wonders in this world, and you can be the 8th Patreon subscriber.
There are other podcasts celebrating their 300th and trying to figure out how to get there, but we'll get there.
One at a time.
Just gonna hold things for ransom and sell merch, I guess.
Yeah.
The Sonic Death Monkey top 5. What were your top 5 all movies that had families that you wished you were a part of as a kid?
Is that the prompt?
Did you?
Pretty much. I said ideal families.
Oh, okay.
Or idyllic. Did I send you something completely wrong, Taylor, or did I fuck up?
No, I just have my own interpretation.
Oh, that's
of the
fine.
prompt.
That's fine.
That's how it usually goes with this, and that's kind of what we want. This is all like emotion based. This is not traceable to
It's
anything.
still October, by the way, so it's still spooky season.
Still
for
spooky
me.
season.
For sure.
Well, I'll just fucking go.
Fucking go.
Maybe in no particular order. Basket Case,
Hell yeah.
The Brood,
Oh, yeah.
Greasy Strangler,
Oh, geez.
Oh.
American Gothic,
Yeah.
and the ultimate family to get gross with, Society.
Oh, yeah.
What about that Texas family?
They're pretty nice.
Texas Chainsaw. They're
Sure.
a solid family unit,
You're right.
right? That was the only one I thought of.
That's a pretty good. That's a good one. That's a good one. I
family
thought
that
of this
slays
list
together
in like.
stays together.
It took me 5 minutes to come up with this list, and I was like, "Cool, said, done, amazing."
That's a great fucking list, though. All those movies are amazing. I don't know if I
you.
necessarily personally want to be in those families.
You don't?
But yeah.
Are you sure?
Well, I want to be part of the society blog, probably.
Okay.
You ready, Robert?
No, I didn't do my homework.
That's all good.
That's
man.
okay.
It's all good.
I mean, I watched the movie, so
Yeah.
You did your homework.
Interpreted, you said?
I didn't do
Texas
my
Chainsaw.
extra credit.
Yeah. So for my top 5, I think I might switch these around on the fly. Number 5, I've got Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's a family.
Family brought together.
Yeah.
That's kind of the theme, the way I went, because I was like, there's no better fucking family than the Addams Family. So
I know.
It's true.
Struggle not to include them in mine.
exactly.
I just went the opposite route because of it.
I try really hard not to. But aside from cars and barbecue, the most important thing is family. Fast and the Furious 5
Sure.
for number 4. My number 3, I went Jackass the Third, Jackass 3, because they're a family of hijink Kraken brothers, and you know what? As much as they torture and humiliate one another, at the end of the day, they all are hugging each other and loving each other, being like, "Hey, I'm so sorry I put a bottle rocket up your ass." Like, you're the most important person in my life. I want you to know that. My number 2 is Fantastic Mr. Fox. Now, they are actually an idyllic family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Fox, Mrs. Fox, They love each other so goddamn much. They're going to do one more heist. And then my number one, because I couldn't pick the Addams Family, I picked The Incredibles.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice. I got, for my number 5, What We Do in the Shadows.
Hell yeah.
Totally.
The movie. I love the show too, but the movie like really kicked it off for me. I mean, I wish I was a roommate in that house.
Yeah. It's
in
a good
my
family.
20s, you know.
Yeah.
Number 4 is one you all probably haven't seen. Is Micmacs. It's Jean-Pierre Jeunet who did Amélie. Micmacs is a group of kind of random circus performers who come together to perform a heist.
Sounds like I'd love this movie.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. Number 3, the Maitlands, which would be the Beetlejuice family after Beetlejuice. I would have loved to have been in that house.
Hell yeah.
Growing up with the ghosts as parents, and then maybe not so much Jones, but yeah, just keep an eye on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't think about that one. Number 2, Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Would have been one of the brothers.
One of the Frog Brothers, or
No, yeah. I mean, it could have been
The Vampire Lost Boys,
either one.
not the Neverland Lost Boys.
Yeah. No, I could have been working in the comic book shop as well as just being a part of the other family.
Wearing red bandanas. Oh, yeah.
And then number 1, Captain Ron.
yeah.
Captain Ron. I almost thought about this, but that's crazy.
As I am newly once again a sailor, this movie has come up more than once in my mind.
Are they the idyllic family though?
They're mine. They're ones. So
Okay.
my family. I come from broken families.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So like growing up, that's I could have been easily been part of that family, gone on sailing with them, whatever.
Cool.
And that was the prompt that I sent Chuck.
Yeah.
And Chuck sent a different one, but it's fine.
All the families I wanted to be in were always very dysfunctional. It's like I wanted to be in The Simpsons. I wanted to be in Malcolm in the Middle family. I wanted to be in the Married with Children family. That's messed up. Like they're not nice.
No, that was good. That was fun.
That's great.
Who won the movie? Who walked away with the big trophy?
I wrote down the set deck crew. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Whoever did the set decorations for this movie really won the film for me. I mean, every single room, every prop, everything in this movie is just so well
It's still
curated.
still
It's so
believable,
good.
still professional. So
Yeah.
I still want to go there.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got MC Hammer because the music deal he got out of this, and I believe he was in Family Values as well. The entire year was nothing but this Addams Family rap song,
Crazy.
and it was so pervasive. It was on a commercial, every commercial break. It was on MTV, VH1. After the movie came out, it was just playing in people's cars because it was on the radio all the time. Even before this was like 1987 Batman level marketing of this music. And MC Hammer, I think in the past like 15 years he's kind of gone into bankruptcy or whatever, which is kind of tragic.
I think it was even before that. It was pretty soon after.
Okay. But yeah, I mean he made a fuck ton of money on this, and he was on every screen, on every radio for like 5 years running at least. And yeah, I think that's who I would give it to. Because he probably needs it.
Raul Julia.
Yeah.
I give it to him. Even though my favorite performance of his is in the second one, but I already know who wins that movie, and it's Wednesday. So I'll give this to Raul Julia because, I mean, it's like, I fucking love that guy. I miss that guy. I still think about that guy.
I feel guilty that I don't know more of his work.
Me too. I mean, I know like 3 movies.
He's like, I don't know. I've never seen an actor do that, like chew it up like that, and like just own every
Absolutely
breath.
iconic.
Yeah.
Which is why he like Street Fighter even works. Like he plays the most insane over the top villain that is just like, I'm evil and I love it.
Yeah.
And he just gets camp so well, and it's like it's a tragedy that we didn't get more.
Yeah, he was
of him
dying during the making of that movie with stomach cancer.
Yeah. I mean, and he delivers.
Yeah.
Like it's, I don't know.
Should do Street Fighter.
I would love to do Street
I've
Fighter.
actually never seen it. I've only seen the reviews of it.
It's
I'd love
I
to
mean,
see it.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme plays an American.
yeah,
he's like,
he plays Guile.
yeah. But he's like, this is for the glory of America. And you're like, what is happening in this world? This is amazing. Yes.
It's like
he does not
Donald
even-
Pleasance being a British president in
Sure.
Escape from New York.
Oh, yeah.
Right on. The verdict, I'm pretty sure we're all unanimously going to say it's Let Live.
Oh, let live.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
I
Forever.
can't.
I wasn't expecting to do this week, but I'm so glad we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so much. This is what this podcast was for. This is why I do it. Like this is the one. I don't know. Well, we do this to a lot of movies, but this is one of the ones that's just for real,
Yeah.
a part of my soul.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, we've been pushing it for a while. Right?
And the lack of parents I had growing up, this filled in that thing.
100%.
Yeah.
Same.
So whatever I do in the future, this explains me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's core in...
So when you find Luke torturing children, it's
not too young. If you open up my chest like Grinch style, it's like, there's a piece of Addams Family. There's a few other things in there, Daffy Duck's in there or something, but they're a big part of it.
Very special.
Well, if you're still listening, thank you. I have been Luke Lones,
I've been Chuck Starzensky.
Robert Negoesco.
Taylor Diffenderfer.
and we have been the Nostalgia Killers.
Ba-da-da-bum. Ba-da-da-bum.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.